Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, my name is Dan Chaos, and it's dark. The long dark, to be precise. And there's a raging blizzard outside. And we're only 10% through episode 2, Luminance Fugue, of my Let's Play. And I don't know what to do. I don't know. Hands up if you want me to sleep and try to wait out the storm. Hands down if you want me to brave the blizzard and potentially die. I'll wait for your answer. Like frickin' Dora the Explorer. Well, you're gonna have to hold on to that thought, because I'm just gonna have to look at my inventory. It took me way too long to find a frickin' key. Going back and editing the other video is like, oh my god, the key is right there. Why did I waste so much fuel? I'll tell you why I wasted so much fuel, because I'm an idiot. But I managed to find some other goodies here. And we need to make some ground in this one. There's like 2 different treasures that can be located. And I'm going to try to grab those on my way back to the old trapper. This chapter is already intriguing me because I have no idea what to expect. Like, I thought, okay, let's find what's-her-face now. But we haven't even said Astrid thus far. Not that we've had that much conversation with anybody. It was like, Astrid, where are you, Astrid? No, it's like, hey, old man, you're hurt. Let me heal you with the power of pine saw. Or opiates. Whatever we picked up, that's here. I realize right now I'm not actually looking at anything. I'm just talking and, like, flickering through this stuff because I can't actually talk and think at the same time. Okay, let me work. 4% wet. Oh, did I pee myself? That's a possibility. I'm going through and making sure I just have one of everything on me. I'm not going to worry about carrying duplicates because I do have sewing kits, but I do need cloth to work with the sewing kits. And I've already turned that into 33 bandages, which seems like a lot, but knowing me, it's not enough. Requirements anywhere. So, do I not need the pole part of a fishing tackle? Do I just throw it in the water and hope for the best? Well, I haven't run across any water yet. Mystery lake supply cache. That's going to be useful because I'm in need of a lake. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to not go out in the storm. I'm just sitting here listening to it, and it's like, it's telling me, don't. So I'm going to listen to it. Yep, and this is what the cards would be for. If there's no way for me to make a bed and no way for me to find a bed, I'm just going to play some frickin' solitaire like I did at the beginning of this frickin' horror show. It's about half past moon in that corner, so I'm going to say 6 hours is a good enough time. I can actually hear that the storm stopped. That's cool. So I could stop it early. It's nice out here. For once. Still a bit of snow, but I like it. Let it snow. How's everybody doing? It has been a thing. Me just being an idiot. But, you know, that's what we're here for. For me to show you how many times I can not survive in the long dark. And I think I'm doing a good job.
To drink.
Stares at a soda can. I think I need to find something to drink. Ah, crap. Lacking in the eyeball. Lacking in the sleep. That's fine. Hey, wait, come back here. Rock. This is important because I faced a bear out here last time. I don't think he's going to come back. He's going to be like the lingering existential fear of death. You know, normal everyday living. And just for fun, I waited until I was outside the test. Yay, look at that. I can't frickin' sprint. Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm grateful for. Is that I have the ability to run away from my problems. Much less scary on the outside. I know I didn't give this a proper look because I really want to hold on to everything that I have. Drink. If I put the water from the outside on the inside, it's no longer a backpack weight, it's water weight. It goes right to my hips. I made so many bandages. I got 7 pounds of bandages. And I need every single one of them.
Made it through another night.
Finally, you have something nice to say. If you were in this situation and you had, well, imagine that you had all of your textbooks in your backpack for days and you couldn't put down the backpack. At a certain point, the weight will be reduced enough to where I can run. And I don't know what the threshold is. Why is it? Oh, I bet you, because it's 50 pounds now that I can carry. But it used to be higher than that. That probably has something to do with my level of sleep. I'm pretty good at finding books. So, oh man. No, water is sparing. The axe, if I come across wolves, it saves me. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the scrap metal. But because of that, I'm not going to give up the scrap metal. Oh my god, why do I sound like some sort of lunatic just walking through Goodwill? It's like, I don't need a Fabergé egg, but what if I get hungry? And you know what else sucks? Other than the fact that I can't decide what to drop, so I'm not dropping much of anything. Not dropping this conversation either. Is that I'm just going to pick up more stuff when I go to these caches. So, welcome to the world's slowest Let's Play, in which I am both slow in the mind and...
Thank goodness.
Slow on the go. Energy drink. I spoketh and I was giveth.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
You know, if you didn't like the music, you should have spoken up sooner. And suddenly I have my sprint to just the act of picking up the frickin' energy drink just somehow kaboom. Give me some fuel, fire, that which I desire. You. How does this lose quality? I wonder. Distracting headaches may follow? I guess that's true. I've only ever sipped an energy drink once. It was like a Monster energy drink. I think it was blue raspberry. I immediately was filled with rage and ended up throwing something at Michael when we were kids, and it busted open his lip. So he learned that I cannot have energy drinks, which is why he drinks all of them that the world has forever. He lives off of it. Is this another prisoner? Yep. Is that you, Hobbs? I see I left you in good condition. Flair! Oh, that man. He may not have been dapper, but he had flair. Immediately, I'm going to look at the hoodie. Like, no. I need to... Eeny, meeny, miny. It's a lower one. Yeah, it's a lower one. Drop. I don't want to waste my 5-hour energy. I don't want to waste my 5-hour energy, so I need to look at the freaking map. Alright. You feeling cold? Well, I guess it makes sense. We're standing on a frozen river, so the temperature's probably kind of low. And there's probably like some elevated moisture content in my freaking outfit as enough snow lands on my person. Hello, music! You finally decided to come back. And you're sounding curious, contemplative, not at all distracting. River, northern access. Okay. Does that mean there's a southern access? I'm just guessing. I have a lack of access to that information. Music is still rather nice, actually. I like the violin. You're really filling the mood. With what? I don't know. And I also don't know what I'm going to do about my cold. What the... Well, let me guess. Yes. Headache. Because that 5 hours went by and that energy wasn't enough. You know, it was at like 27% quality. So it was probably reduced to like just a 1 hour energy. Why is it getting darker? Fog? It's not a storm. At least the snow let up, but I'm still losing temperature.
It's making my head feel thick.
Yeah, well... Why don't you try draining your sinuses or something? You know, I give you a lot of gruff, Mackenzie, because all you are is a complainer, but you're also, like, well within your rights to do so, because your complaining is sometimes keeping me alive. Other times you're just, like, a major distraction. I know I have the quote-unquote climbing gear from Lily's trunk, but climbing gear was like just a descriptor for like, hey, you got rope. Hey, I can't jump. Was this a good idea? I won't be able to tell until I've actually royally screwed up. Temperature. I bet you it would be also really stupid to put a fire on the frozen lake. How is it a mystery lake when it seems to be, for some reason, on a mountain? Mountain mystery. Huh. It just now clicked in my head what I was hearing, because it was a very natural sound, and there's where it's coming from. But the birds. I've not noticed birds before. I've never... I heard you, Wolf. Leave me alone. I've got to deal with Alfred Hitchcock Presents up here. Those crows? I'm wondering if they're birds of prey, and I'm wondering if they're circling something. Or someone. Quit hitting the wrong button, you idiot. Hello! Oh, someone put you in timeout. Again, pick up the backpack. Convict journal. Personal writings of an anonymous convict written on loose pages. Yeah, just shut up. They got me set up with the usual hard cases. Nothing I haven't seen before, but this place feels like the end of some kind of road. Have to find a way back anyway. Storms out this way are the worst I've seen. Days go by. Some wind blowing. They packed us away. Pop. Froze us up out here. Too cold to work. Just sit thinking all the time. Stuck with what I do. This is not me screwing up reading, right?
I can still eat this.
This guy know right goodly. Hey, a talk. Another talk. I think it's called talk. The only reason for me pronouncing it that way is because it feels like it should be like tog. You know, the little hat that the chefs wear. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. Let's say ain't no mountain high enough. I'm running into a problem now. I am running out of sleep. And sleep is the dangerous thing. I'm gonna put on a rabbit. Okay, what did I need for this? 15 sticks at 5 o'clock. I don't have that. Okay, I'm going the right direction. Let's not test fate here. You. Yes. That'll use up some weight. Okay.
Looks like it worked.
Wow, that is the most confident I have heard you. Looks like it worked. Add. Poof. Okay. If I pass out and fall face first into fire, do you think that'll keep me warm? Shut up, birds. I'm cranky. I haven't had my nap. I haven't passed out yet. This is just like I've reached a level of tiredness where it's going to impede me. See, I'm running into elements of the game that I've actively tried to avoid. But wake me up before go. Yeah, go juice. Coffee. I don't think the last 2 cups of coffee actually did anything. Okay. It's not even going to play around. It's not letting me sprint. It's like we're not even going to say that you're tired or you're inept. It's just like this button's not going to work. Probably because I was crouching like an idiot. Hey, look at that. Okay, music, you're getting in my way. You're getting in my head. Can I Skyrim this? Please don't tell me I have to actually find a proper path around a mountain. That's not how I work. Is the feather that keeps popping up, is that telling me that the incline is too much? Yes, it's telling me that the incline is too much. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm never gonna... Oh, god! I almost made it! Gosh darn it, now I'm kind of upset. Like, I bothered to come here, and now I really want the freaking thing. But I don't know what that was. Huh. Cattails! Huh. Tough, not very filling, but edible? Oh no. You know what? Yeah, I have sprained. You know what? I have a sprained freaking wrist, doggy. I am not in the mood. I'm shot. I shot.
Need some first aid.
Why didn't you freaking shoot? Because it wasn't loaded. It's like, doop, doop, doop. Calm and casual. Load the flare gun. No, don't put painkillers on your hand, doofus.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. It's only a concussion. Hold up. Wolf, you were trying to prevent my success? Apparently, the lake was hiding from me. Still is. This is Alan's cave instead. Alan? Alan? Alda? Is that you? Why do I feel more confused? So wait, it is here? Please don't tell me I need like a shovel or something. Oh, to think I was about to leave.
What do we have here?
Oh, meal's ready to eat.
Can't have too much water.
Coffee, coffee, coffee. Java, 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 Java. Hey, wait. Is that a... I was going to say that's a lookout tower, but it's been buried like the Sphinx of Egypt. It's probably just like a hunter's nook or something. I know this is really consuming my wheels. All the wheels, really. But I'm impatient. I just grabbed the torch, not just because of the light, but I'm hoping that it provides a wee bit of warmth. Hello. Huh.
This stuff will come in handy.
Oh, what's this? Yeah, sure, why not? So you're a crow, eh? Hey, snare. Rifle. Yeah, this is a little
That'll come in handy.
hunter's place, I guess it is. Not camouflaged very well, because I found it. Okay, I think the tiredness actually removes a section of available stamina from my wheel, which is troublesome, but not nearly as deadly as I thought it was going to be. Taking a survey of my situation. I no longer have access to my stamina bar. It's fine. Up until recently, I didn't even rely on it all that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. I should just keep on the lookout for sticks to make myself a little snow fort that I can nap in. But I was going in the wrong direction. I was heading back to the train tracks, which is a nice sort of straight path, I guess. But it would take me all the way around the mountains again just to end up back at the cabins, which I now know I want to be at. Which they're down here, and I got a key to one of them, so I could just sleep in a bed there. So, unless something unexpected happens for like the 4th time in this video, you will see me making a house a home. A bunny rabbit. 2 bunny rabbits. Would it be? I am so tempted to frickin' waste a flare on one of you because I am just about had it. Which section has a snare? I guess it makes sense that I have to be very, very up close to the object that I am manipulating in order to build it. But why give me the option to throw it way far ahead of me? Why just have, it's like, here's your potential. Now go reach it. You have no idea what's about to happen. And neither will I, because I will have to come back for this. Preferably in bunny sickle form.
My prey. She hops. I am tempted. I am downwind, right? Wait.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see me miss point blank. Point blank for the rabbit. You didn't see that. Cut to something. Cut away.
You're watching Disney Channel.
Yes! Come here. Mine. Hey. Cut away! Cut this! Yeah, I know I set up a freaking trap. I know I set up a freaking trap. I know I set up a freaking trap. I mean, now I know there's a stamina wheel with the gun, too. I know I set up a freaking trap. I am so angry for so many reasons, but mostly for the rabbit. I'm not a very patient person, apparently. But we'll be back. Or we won't. Man, the piano coming in. Man. Hey. Hey, dear. You know, I've not yet got to try my gun before. I've never once shot this gun at anything, ever. I've not missed. So, let's see what it's like to hunt some prey. Apparently, it's a very slow process. River, southern access. I knew you were out there somewhere. I just had to... Feet? Okay. Every once in a while, you feel a little bit more sluggish. Not a problem. That wolf? That wolf that I hear? Definitely a problem. Okay. What is that? Is that a fishing shack? I don't know how this gun works. I do know that there's probably an upgrade to like being able to hold the gun longer. I like kind of how realistic this is, but I'm not very. Not that I have a reason to not be confident. I'm just not. Aim for the heart, right? We try to get a clean kill. We don't want to cause any unnecessary pain to myself. Bound and Bambi, get in the way. I wonder if I'll bleed out. Follow your nose for the venison that flows. Is that the wolf? Yeah. You know what's stupid? I feel more confident with the flare. And I didn't even get to shoot it. So, I'm just going to have this out as my duly designated weapon. And then I think I'm going to go and look at those. Those are definitely the houses in the distance. We'll start with this ice fishing cabin. Not those. Oh, that's a lot of wolves. That's a lot of wolves. That's 3 wolves. I can count. See? 1, 2, wolf. No. That way. Yeah. That way is the main cabin, which I've already been at. Okay. I wonder if I pre-shoot the flare, if it will draw them toward me or draw them away from me. I don't know. I still have it in me that I'm going to shoot it at something and not up in the air, because there's no one out here looking for me. Which is a problem. Astrid, why aren't you looking for me? I know we had our problems, and you left a lot of your problems at the plane with me. Was she taken? I don't know. Much like the main character, I haven't put enough thought into where my actual ex-wife is. But you know, it's nice not to dwell. I suffer a lot from dwelling on things that I can't control over people that I have no right to dwell over. So, really...
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
You're an inspiration, Mackenzie. You know, just think about food and water and shelter, and don't worry your pretty little head off about, you know, your loved ones, apparently. Okay, I could break it open and I could fish. I like this. But this is not a place to sleep. So, you're a lot closer than I remember. It probably wouldn't make sense, but I kind of have thought that if I shot a flare on the little ice section in the fishing cabins, would that melt it? I don't know. I couldn't light that bedroom on fire with the flare, so I'm not thinking that the thermodynamic is accurate. But we've made it to the cabins. That didn't take forever. But one of these is locked, and that's the one that I am most intrigued about. Because I actually went out of my way to, well, not find a key to a cabin, but it's just some nice luck. Ooh, new location discovered. Cabin. Aptly named. This is actually one of the nicest places I've come across. I'm jealous. Can I live here? Well, I finally have a chance to collect all those books again. Like a freaking librarian. Just gonna take a second to say I like the light coming in from the window. The little bits floating in front of it that's not exactly visible in the rest of the room because it's the light that's showing it. And I like that there's this sort of green and red accents to the room. There's no exact like light source creating it, but it's sort of like this prismatic effect. Like maybe there's like some sort of, I don't know, changes in the atmosphere that's promoting certain colors above others. It's just really nice. Like, it's been a lot of grays and such, and this is just a nice change of pace. Let's see what's in here first.
I better take this food.
Yeah. Beef jerky. Incredibly salty. Incredibly expensive, but also incredibly delicious. Okay, max is 12 hours. Let's go for it. Ah. Yeah, that'll do it. That's the pure, long, dark I was looking for. Not exactly. Okay, it'll be morning soon. Time to get my bearings and have some breakfast. Can't remove any hydration that I don't already have. Crackers. Haha! I've defeated you.
Tongue feels like sandpaper.
Well then quit licking yourself, you frickin' cat. We're doing good. Sorry I was mean to you, Mackenzie. I get cranky when I haven't had my calories. Well, I could put stuff in the trunk, but that doesn't really serve me any good, does it? Well, I unlocked a blueprint for a rabbit skin hat. Is that your way of taunting me for the fact that I'll never have a rabbit in my life? Or is that a notification because I managed to catch a rabbit? I don't think I can know at this distance. Lake Cabin 3? Okay. I didn't expect it to be so thorough. Apparently, there's different keys for different cabins. The key to... my tongue. Okay, the key to getting in this cabin is... Key to my heart? Okay. That didn't work. You know what? I'm curious, and I'm in a consuming mood. I want to see what happens if I actually fire the flare. Light, will it provide me light? Well. Not dead. And rescue did not show up. Wait. Why aren't you giving me my stamina bar? Is it because I'm overweight? It's not me. It's the water weight. Not my fault. Okay, cabin 2's got to be over here. Right? Hey, new location discovered. Lake cabin. Is this popping up on my map? Is it? Wait, if it's not popping up on my map, then why are you telling me? I could have figured out that this is with lake cabins. Hey, look. See? This is a cabin, right? This is what they're supposed to look like. This one's half off.
Find some place to escape this cold.
I hear Montana's nice this time of year. Lack of light in here. Ha! I'm not gonna fire the flare. Not gonna fire the flare. I am, however, going to not. No. Try again. There we go. 100.
Hope I can still eat this.
Why, are you suddenly allergic? Break out in hives? I sort of do. Like, ketchup is the only reason I survived childhood. But if I ever got any on my face, I'd break out. Hey. The small note looks to have been left for someone in particular. Well, all notes are left for someone in particular unless they otherwise note. Hard to imagine as the area is quite sparse. A. I'm heading to the clear cut. Put some supplies aside for us, away from prying eyes. If you need something, look for the old stump between two log piles. Okay. Simple note, A. Find the cache in a clear cut in Mystery Lake, A. Well, I'm in Canada, A. You're liking my toque? Apparently it's pronounced toque, but that's only because I'm wearing two of them. So there is a reason for the frickin' feather. You're gonna teach me how to make arrows? That's pretty cool. New location discovered. Cabin. My God, man, I am a genius. I'm a freaking detective. Call me Columbo. Okay, we're not supposed to go there off-season, but there's amazing hunting to be had near Mystery Lake. The warden usually shuts down the park for the winter. The cabins are meant for summer use, so bring warm clothes and a heavy sleeping bag. Yeah, there's probably no insulation. We'll bring in a bag of we'll break in, bag a few stags, then truck the meat out of there in a couple weeks. Stan will pick us up along the old coastal highway. Meet me at the lake cabins on November blah blah blah. I don't know numbers. Come alone. Bring beer. There's been logging in the area, so stay out of sight. This must really be after the apocalypse, because this is very nefarious.
I think I can use this.
I don't know. We used to have a guy who would come on our land and hunt for deer and give us meat. It was nice. Good mutual survival kind of thing. Are you allowed to hunt by a lake even if it's frozen? Because I thought you weren't supposed to be near water sources. I mean, I guess that's why it's like hush hush. Obviously, this is... I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's no dates on these letters, so I can't possibly assume when they're talking about. But just for the sake of storytelling, I'm going to say
Could end up being useful.
it's after the earthquake. But obviously, well, not completely obviously, it has to be before the Aurora Borealis. How is that the Mystery Lake cache when I'm on the Mystery Lake? Is it because I found the clue at the Mystery Lake? Okay, I don't need to delay seeing the trapper any longer than I have. I'm only going to grab the cache that is on the way back. And then I'll worry about the others because there seems to be several of them. If they're any more alike than what I've already experienced, then the MREs are very handy. But I don't see a reason why I should get, unless there's like something awesome. I'm gonna have to go and find them, but I'm kind of hoping there's more to it, only because I managed to have, as my over encumbrance suggests, a myriad of eatable pleasures. I'm gonna check out this cabin, then I'm gonna check out the fishing hut, and you know what, since I have the supplies, I'm gonna try and catch some fish, because I like to fill my backpack full of smelly things to get me eaten by bear. But you know what? Maybe it's a peace offering. You know? I could offer him some trout. Maybe some salmon. Yeah, salmon. Definitely salmon.
I see you're a fan of pink.
Salmon. Salmon, that's obviously salmon. What are you doing here?
Don't be locked. Don't be locked. Don't be locked. Don't be locked. Hello? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Zelda? Well, I guess there's some other dead people I need to find. Wait a minute. I found that key on a body. And there was a note in there. So one of the two people who came here hunting was the dead body. And it was still in some semblance of human form condition. Cold preserving it. Now, assuming that summer times here are just a little bit more liquidous of a winter, because we are up cold in the cabin, so like summer isn't exactly summer per se. I mean, otherwise, these cabins wouldn't still be here. It would be an actual proper lake, but it's probably just like thins, and so it's not safe. Or is it safe? Wait, the cabins are for the summer, but the fishing things are for the winter. I am trying to figure out way too much in this entire thought. Okay, so that happened recently. They came here hunting recently, I would say. Depending on how long the cold has been here. This is just me trying to play detective, and it's working so far because the others didn't have a door. I have not been at this one. Beans?
Is
Nope.
it food or...
This is the first time that you've said it, and I've actually agreed with you. Is this food or... it makes its own gravy.
You're fixing dog food.
I know! It makes its own gravy.
Time to start me a fire. One thing I do like about this game, in which I hate it, but I like it, and I tested it out, is that the more you carry, you know, once you hit a threshold, you're over encumbered, but then the more you carry, the slower you get until you basically can't move. Because in other games, once you hit that, and it's like very inconvenient, and you lose your fast travel or whatever, You're like, it's fine. I'm just going to pick up every single other thing that I see from now to eternity because there's no downside. There's no more encumbrance. I like the pry bar more than I like the hatchet because the pry bar is newer. So if I'm going to break something and it's not the ice, it's going to be the hatchet. But yeah, it's really nice and thought through. And thought through. Yeah, I have the fish. I have the fishing tackle. Okay. What would that be under? You know, okay. Is it that Mackenzie is so stupid that he needs a workbench to put a hook on a string? Or do I actually need, like, a stick for the fishing? Because I picked up a lot of sticks. Fishing tackle. Fishing tackle. Duck and cover. What? I don't have time for this. I was trying to play the game. Okay? I was like, I can't catch a rabbit. Maybe I can catch fish. I apparently can't even catch fish. I mean, the only thing I'm going to do out here is catch a cold. I drank one soda, and I sewed up my jacket a bit, and it's given me back my stamina. Oh, I am so grateful. And I'm having some positive effects on my health meter. So, this wasn't all bad. Sure, I didn't get to fish, and I'm being detoured out the wazoo. But it's nothing I can't overcome. We are going to make it back to the trapper. At least. I know what you're thinking. You wasted a bullet. You shot a deer. You should have gone after it. You should have tracked it down. I am not that dedicated. Let's just call it what it was. Call it what it was. Call it what it was. It was animal abuse. New location discovered. Mystery Lake. The mystery was I was there the entire time and I didn't know it. Okay, if we finally made it back to this place. Not nearly as atmospheric, but this is so much nicer than my first journey up here. It's as if they needed to give me a break. It's like we're going to have some blue skies, retina killing sun, all around fun. Oh, you know what? I'm ready for you this time. I'm not pulling up with your flea-bitten BS, Blitzwolfer! What if it'll hurt if I step on this? Nope. Doesn't even warm me up. You know what? I'm immune to this kind of nonsense now. I was kind of hoping to have, like, flame-broiled Balto, but it looks like that's a no-go. You know, I came right by this cache, admittedly, in the dark. But I wonder if I could just happen across them and open them without having to find the evidence. In a similar way as to I wish I had found bullets in the first episode, even though I would have never gotten a gun just because it feels a little bit more realistic. I'm really like happy that the fact that I can come across safes and I could turn it, I could push it, I can crack it, I could guess it, I could bop it without having to find freaking paper with the codes written on them. Not that I would come across it willy-nilly without some sort of general direction, because I am trying to, despite the mounting lack of composure, not waste unnecessary calories on exploration, because even though there is a little bit of a reason to do so, it's not my natural inclination in the way that this video game is set up, which is splendid. It's like, it's out there, there's wilderness, but the purpose behind it is not casual. This is serious. I'm having to survive. I'm having to help someone in need. I'm having to not panic at the sound of my own stomach growling. I have a gun. I have a flare gun, and it works. It wards off wolves. It does not bake them, but it does hate them. I was trying to find a rhyme there. I'm tryharding. Ow! Be nice. So there's no way I would just be this stupid and climb this without the inclination that I would find treasure. So I guess there's no worry about running across it on accident. Which is what I'm kind of hoping for. Is there going to be another secret cave here? A secret tunnel. Something. There's gonna be an accident waiting to happen, that's what. I found it! Kinda wish I didn't have to climb.
There you are.
But it's better to be thorough. Not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. Kind of worth it. Not even a meal's ready to eat in there. Or a ration. Or a radish. Let's go back to the cabin. I've got plus 11 in my ability to carry, and I don't know where I got that from. But I'd like to get it again, please. Picked up some sticks, and it over encumbered me again. Okay, there we go. I think I only need 5 to make the snow shelter. But once again, I'm kind of being overzealous. Now that I've had the wits scared out of me. Sleep is not for the weak. It's for winners. Almost looks like someone left me a trail of rocks to follow. I don't like that. That spooks me. I hate it when objects have the appearance of purpose, of thought, like it was intentional. Wait. It's not my imagination. This is a trail of rocks. What the?
Feels like something is sapping my energy.
Rocky? Bullwinkle? Is that you? Crap, now I'm curious. I mean, if you're still alive at this moment, Trapper, you'll be alive for a little bit longer. Now, which end of the trail did I catch it on? The end or the beginning? It's not just me, right? That was rather suspicious, just how nicely lined up those rocks were. There's his cabin. But I didn't find anything. It was a waste of time. I like the touches of blue that are all over the snowy areas. It's just, I don't know. It's nice. It sort of breaks up the solid patches of white. Now, he keeps mentioning that something is zapping his strength. Is there still
Why didn't that work?
an injury that I'm unaware of? Well, it didn't work because you swallowed them incorrectly. You're supposed to go at least 10 at a time. No, that's not smart. It's stupid. Sorry, Mackenzie. I'm just a little bit flustered. I was following rocks for no good reason. Freaking Alice in Wonderland. Not knowing what I'm doing. But at least we finally made it back to the Trapper. And quite a jaunt that was. Like, just, I mean, of course, that was a really long way to go. And it's not like I'm equipped with snowshoes or anything. I'm barely equipped with feet. But at least we managed to get back. None was the way. I have not died to that bear. Sam, I am. Green eggs and ham. I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad to be back in the game. It's fun. And, like, this is freaking beautiful blue sky. The sun is a little bit big for its britches, but I'll have to forgive it. Maybe it's just some sort of fancy lens flare. Remember, my corneas really are broken. I did not notice the makeshift graves. Is this where the stones have led? I swear, I think I remember being able to jump before, but I must not. I must not have my jumping sneakers on.
I'm so tired. I could just lay down right here.
And you would die like the idiot you are, a mile away from home. It's a country song that I know, and it's a really sad one, and I do not want to end up like a country song.
He was just 100 yards from Mary.
Hey! Please be alive. Oh, he's definitely going to be alive after this. Rise, my son.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's smart. Take it easy. You're pretty banged up. Probably a bit delirious, too. I just gave you a shot of some heavy antibiotics. Might feel funny for a while, but it'll help. And you're gonna need some time to recover.
Time? We don't have time. We need to get a message out. It's important.
Message? You mean to your friend, asking for medical help?
Never mind that. Help me up so I can look at the radio. Let's see if the parts you brought back are any good.
My eyeballs feel so toasty over here.
That's a military shortwave, isn't it?
Maybe.
I know a bit about radios. That's not like any surplus I've ever seen.
Ah, damn it! Well, the parts look fine. So, whatever's wrong with the radio goes deeper than that.
What could it be?
Something to do with the power. Fuses. Transformers, maybe. We have bigger problems to deal with first. That bear's out there, hunting us. He's a smart old bastard. He'll keep us from getting out, getting supplies, finding help. Eventually, he'll either get us or starve us out.
Okay, take your tinfoil hat off, buddy. But I kind of agree with you. The bear's
I gotta lay down. Help me back to the bed.
bear's been after me. Like I saw it with my own eyes. That I roasted off by the fireplace. Hey! I get to actually officially talk to you now. And there's more going on here. More than meets the eye. He said it was the Transformers. Let's start small. The surroundings. Tell me a bit more about the place that I just traveled all over heck back to save you for.
Can you tell me anything about where we are?
Well, this whole area takes its name from Mystery Lake nearby. It's kind of a wilderness preserve, though you wouldn't know it from the logging trucks. Not much around there, apart from some lake cabins that'll be locked up for the season. You've already seen the dam. Railroad passes through the area. Trains come through once in a while. Fewer every year. Whole area's mostly dead. Most of the year.
You sound like you like it that way.
Yeah, I sure do.
So, no other people living out here?
You gotta understand. The collapse destroyed Great Bear. There's nothing here to stay for. You meet anyone out here? Chances are they're hiding from something. Or someone.
And you? Why are you here?
I have my reasons.
Mind filling me in? I did save your life. Not that that matters.
The dam was pretty busted up, like you said.
Place was cracked open by the quake years ago and never recovered. Was already half dead at the time.
Meaning?
The dam dates back to the 60s. Industrialists from the mainland wanted to use it to power a mining town he was planning to build. But the bottom fell out of the price of coal, and he had to abandon those plans. Some fool tried to get it running again in the 80s. But then the forest talkers got involved, and that was the end of it. Pretty sure the quakes finished the job once and for all.
Yeah, I want to know more about the forest talkers.
So, who are the forest talkers?
Eco-terrorists. Activists, some call them. Depends on who you talk to, I guess.
Why are they out here?
Well, they've been active for years. They come and go. Mostly here to throw a wrench in the works for a variety of resource projects, mining, forestry mainly. They want Great Bear to remain a pristine wilderness.
You don't sound like you agree.
Oh, I've no love for industry. But this is the way of the world. You have something they want. They take it. Nothing much you can do to stop it.
Well, judging by what I saw in the dam, I'd say the forest talkers are still active.
Well, that's good news for you. Keep your eyes open for supply caches they might have left behind.
Okay. That filled in a little bit of a gap. Still left it vague on who they are and what they are, but that's more true to life. Not everything is as black and white as it seems. Unless you're a bear.
What's this unfinished business between you and the bear?
Me and the old bear. Every time we meet, we make a little trade.
And what do you trade?
Each other's blood, mostly.
Sounds like a losing proposition.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. For one of us.
Woman. You man, we're woman.
The main reason I'm out here is I'm looking for someone.
You won't find too many people out here. That's kind of the whole point.
This is someone important to me. A woman. She may have passed through here a few days ago. She might have been injured.
What makes you think she came through here?
She passed through the tunnel leaving Milton, but then... I'm not sure.
Well, the roads from Milton don't lead this way. Wherever she's headed, you'll have to cross the mountains to find her. Not an easy path, even for the most experienced outdoorsman.
I'll do whatever it takes.
You won't get far with that bear on the prowl. What we need is to get my radio up and running, so we can find out what the hell is going on. Maybe someone out there has seen your friend.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
The woman I'm looking for. She might be on her way to a place called Perseverance Mills. You know it?
Yeah. Shit nothing town, north part of the island.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know it.
We were on our way there, my passenger and I, when we crashed. I need to find a way to get there, or contact her. See if she's all right.
You sure she's alive?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, normally I'd make some calls on the old shortwave. Whole area's been damn quiet since those lights in the sky. Even the wildlife's acting strange. But I might have an idea.
Yeah, I've noticed the strangeness all up in my face. Bitten. Several times.
What do you mean the wildlife's acting strange?
You live out here long enough, you get a sense for the patterns in nature. Right now, the patterns are broken. Critters aren't behaving the way they should. It's like they're spooked or something. No, not spooked, but changed somehow. Best way I can say it is, things don't feel right.
You said you had an idea. What do you have in mind?
Well, it's a long shot. But I may know how we can find out about your friend.
I'm listening.
This shortwave, I use it to keep an ear open for what's going on.
So how do we get the radio working?
There's no reason I can see why it shouldn't be working.
Well, what about more parts? Or another radio?
We might find another radio. But I think I have a better idea. Problem is, it's no use with the old bear out there. Your path to a working radio, and our survival, is through that bear. You have to find a way to deal with him first.
Are we going to tie a string around his neck with a note?
Okay. So we have to deal with the bear. But you're half dead, and rifle shots don't seem to do much. So...
That's because the old bear, he's special. I've been hunting and trapping for years, and I've shot a lot of bears. But I've never encountered anything quite like him. Special bear like that needs special magic to bring him down.
magic?
Don't worry, I'm not delirious. I don't mean literal magic, but we need the old knowledge. The old ways.
It beats the old man
What
over
do
the
you have
head.
in mind?
There's an old story. Local legend, maybe. About one of the original settlers of this place. Spence. Story goes something like this. Spence shows up and sets up his claim shanty with his young family in tow. For generations, the family had been traders in the Hudson's Bay Company. Old voyageur stock, they say. Hard people. Survivors. One day, a bear shows up and menaces the homestead. Spence takes a shot at the bear, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Bear wanders off, but Spence's wife, she takes a turn. Slips into fever. For days, delirious. She screams about the bear. Local doctor can't do a thing for her, neither can the priest. A week later, a hired hand goes missing. And they find him. Just a body. Ravaged. Spence fears for his wife and kids. He's convinced some evil bear spirit is trying to kill them. Revenge for some slight in the past, maybe. Something in the family history. Spence gets some men together for a hunting party. They go out into the muskeg and track something big for days. Eventually corner it. It's a big son of a bitch. Biggest bear they'd ever seen. Man killer. Story goes, they empty their rifles into the bear and it just walks away. Like it's made of stone. They call it the demon bear after that. Wife's dying now. Spence believes the bear's evil spirit is killing her, eating her soul. He can't get anyone to join him on another hunting party. They know rifles don't work. So he forges a spear, like a boar spear, but bigger. From some old Hudson's Bay trapper's wisdom, apparently. He goes out into the muskeg, disappears for days, and then one morning, the wife's fever breaks. But nothing from Spence. Some men go out looking for him, and they find him. Half dead, blood all over him, body torn almost in two. The bear's work. The last thing he says is, "Spear stole the bear's soul. My wife is now free." And then he's gone.
So, did he kill the bear?
Nobody knows. Never found a carcass. They buried Spence, took the spear back and hung it over the mantelpiece in the Spence homestead. Never saw that bear, or any other, again. Years later, after the Spence family faded to obscurity, wealthy land baron bought the spear to hang in his hunting lodge. Just so he could tell that story, I imagine.
So, do you believe it? The story of the demon bear and the spear stealing its soul?
What? No, of course not. I might spend all my time alone in the wilderness, but I'm not crazy. But the old stories sometimes have truths hidden in them. Spence might have been superstitious, but he had the right idea. 10 inches of cold, hard steel might do what a bullet can't. I'm convinced. A spear's the way to kill that bear. And you need to get Spence's bear-killing spear if we're going to survive the winter. The old hunting lodge is still there. A couple of days' journey south. Follow the tracks the other way, through the muskeg, and you'll find it. If the spear's there, get it. It might be our best hope.
And the radio?
You deal with the bear, and let me worry about the radio. Now, let me rest. Good luck out there. Watch out for our demon.
Right.
Wow. Okay, I don't mean it. Hold on. Hold on. We're good. I'm sorry. I'm a bit defensive. I have so much to say. So much. Like, one, I might need a doctor. I started seeing things in the fire over there. Some sort of weird Hogwarts kind of magic going on. Okay? That was beautiful. I love it. I love the sense of mystery. It was a long walk to like a short conclusion. Guns don't work. We need a spear that was specifically made to kill a bear. Makes sense. But I love the mysticism, the sort of Native American folklore feeling of it. Not quite sure where your brain is, mister. But I like the pine cones growing out of your beard. I want to see if I can get any more channels on here. None of the radios seem to be working. Esmeralda. Oh, sorry. Wrong channel. Hey, old dude. Sorry that I'm not quite as smitten with you as I was with Gran, but you do have some gumption, and I like that about you. We've got to take down his nemesis, the Great Bear. I can hardly bear it. Yeah, this is my leftovers that I left here. There's probably a few extra things that I could dump here, but I feel like I haven't done enough in this episode. I've done a lot of exploring. I've done a lot of talking. I've done a lot of follow-ups. But I feel like we should go after the Spear of Destiny. I mean, that feels like a good way to end it. Plus, we get to go to the other side of the tunnel that I was trying to go to before, but it wouldn't let me, which I'm glad. It's setting up to be, well, a longer chapter because we're about 20% done. But a journey, like you have a long way ahead of you. It's about 2 days journey to blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, this feels a little bit more than just palling around in a town looking for scraps. I have to actually prepare myself and go out on a treacherous expedition to get a magical spear of legend that is going to cure me of my bear illness. Seems rather cool, actually. I love that stunt with the flickering flames, like projecting the story as he was saying it. It was such, like, an excellent kind of display of storytelling. Like, it felt, just because, like, fire feels so carnal, so ancient to humanity's survival, that it felt like I was actually looking into the past as it was being depicted to me, you know. And that story about, you know, him, that guy, you know, Spence, his wife getting sick, and then him going and killing the bear and curing her of the illness. It's very in line with what is expected of superstitious people, because when you're actually at your sickest, you're on the journey of, I'm about to die, or I'm about to get over what I'm about to get over. And so whenever you try to do something to, say, remedy it in your dire hour, like chicken soup or orange juice, you know, anything that's not exactly traditional medicine, and then you get better, you attribute it to whatever you did to cure yourself, whether it was like some vitamin gummies or, you know, throwing that goat into the flaming volcano. You know, whatever works. It just soothes you spiritually rather than, you know, you recognizing that your body will naturally progress through the turmoil and see you out on the other side, or you'll be dead. We got some of our wheels back. I don't know what else to call them. The reticles, I don't know, they look like Red Dead Redemption. Our cores. Yeah, there we go. We'll call it cores. We got some of our cores back after the cutscene, which is nice. I guess I might have fallen asleep during his story, which is why I'm not so tired. But you've got the only bed in here. So, how am I supposed to prepare myself for a 2-day journey if you've got the only bed, old man? Ah, still beautiful. Still blue-tiful. As long as I don't have to deal with the storm right now, it's actually no better time than now to get going. I've literally had the supplies I've needed for such a trek on my back this entire time, so I don't really need to ditch anything. And not that I would, because I'm a hoarder. And I've got access to my stamina wheel, which is handy, although it is going to affect my tiredness. So, I don't know. I guess I'm walking at a slightly better clip than I was before when I was slightly more over-encumbered. I don't know what's allowing me to carry more, like 11 pounds more. Is it because I'm, like, fully fed, or I ate something that was extremely nutritious? But my health bar has never looked better, and it would just bother me more. I'm looking at the deer over there. No, don't bother with it. I mean, I've got plenty of food and crap. It's better that instead of worrying about what I should do next, like in terms of like preparing or modifying myself for the journey. It's more of a use of my time to just go ahead and commit to it, you know, instead of worrying about what will or won't be, or trying to anticipate what my experiences are going to be. It's probably better to just experience them firsthand. I do wonder about these rocks, though. These are incredibly suspicious. Okay, what am I looking at now? Other than a rabbit, it looks like another wolf. No, that wasn't even a rabbit. That's a freaking stick. Okay, I may not know what I'm coming up against, but we're right by the tunnel. Like, I mean, what else would it be? It's a wolf. It's walking on all fours. Then again, I mistook rabbits as wolves before, so... yeah, that's definitely a wolf. I was like, 4 legs. Could be a bobcat. A lion. I'd be lying if I didn't hear that. Why are you howling? Wow, we're good. Okay, he doesn't hear me talking. He's a deaf wolf. I pity you. Crouching makes sense. But since I'm still shaking full of the goodies that are on my person, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I can still hear the jingle jangle of my car keys. But you can't see me. I'm John. See you later. Okay. We made it. Rose hip. I'll take that. Could always use it on my journey. I need to make a couple more rose hip teas. Anyway. Ha! Invisible wall is still invisible. Let's go. Wasn't expecting for it to load me into a completely different area, but gotta admit, glad I didn't have to walk through that entire tunnel. Didn't cost me anything on my cores either. Oh, the wind is picking up. I can hear it over the sound of the pots and pans. Oh, I love you for being so great and atmospheric, but I hate you for what you're about to do to me. But look at that beautiful mountain range, like dipped in roses and pinks and magentas as the sun sets and it scatters the long wavelengths of red throughout the sky, and a pitter-patter of warm and inviting evening. I am going to die. Oh, well. Oh, I wasn't crouching anymore. I guess I just felt short when I was rather being slow. Okay, here's more logs. Let's talk about the logging company that was out here. Let me take a moment to look at my auto-generating map, because it is... don't tab like that. It's very useful. Wow, he was... oh, wait a minute. A shortwave tower? But that's not what we're after. He said we worry about the radio tower afterwards. So, in my best interest, since the sun has now set into a lovely topaz, I should probably just follow this railroad so I don't get lost. Because I'm going to kind of treat this like real life. If there is a place, even if I know it through the magic of my backpack map, I should not explore it unless it is of the utmost necessity. And right now, killing that bear is my bare necessity. It feels like I'm running into an apocalypse. But the most beautiful apocalypse I've ever seen.
It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
You're right about that. The temperature's actually really fine right now. Okay, it was 15 sticks. When I was thinking about the 5, it was the cloth, which I don't even know if I have that. I'm thinking about shelter. Because I may have to... oh, my axe is about halfway gone. I shouldn't have done that. I know it's a balance I'm trying to strike here. I need to collect resources so I can survive the night. But by collecting them before night reaches me, I'm eating up my travel time. And I'd much rather use the night as, I don't know, my instructor in disassembling necessary supplies. But if it gets too cold during the night and I try to do that anyway, it's going to hurt me. I just don't know what to expect. Like a derailed train, it would look like. Huh. I mean, he said that the train are few and far between. But, I mean, it's not the first derailed cars that we've run across, but this looks to be a full train. I'm sort of grateful that I have this sort of straight shot to go through. There also might be caches dotted around out there in the fog that I need to collect. But I've also run into wolves in relatively safe areas that I thought I was in. So I'm optimistically cautious. Hello. Which is why I've got my flare gun. The best gun I've got. Because fear is my weapon. I'm like Batman in that way. Let's see if there's anything more. Sounded like you landed on something more important than your feet when you landed on that thing. I don't think I can jump anymore. Yeah, I saw you. If I was able to jump at all, I think I was. It's because I was not carrying so much. Did the earthquake topple this while it was stationary? It would make sense because I didn't see an engine. Okay. We got a wolf. This one seems to be eating, which is a good sign for me because that means meat. I could try to properly kill him. If anything, this will scare him off if I miss. But if I kill him, that means I get the meat that he's taking and the meat that he is. It's getting darker. I thought I'm going to be good with my shot anyway. Hold on. Is my aim wheel? Oh, my aim wheel is much more. It must be the quality of my cores. Alright, I'm going to have to try to get closer. Because I suck. And because there's not a decent scope on this. Not that that would help. The amount of drift that this guy is doing. Can I hold my breath? Nope. I might want to, though. Why are you growling? You have food. Why are you hangry? Is that it? I mean, that's probably the reason for all the wolves being outside their regular characteristics. Wolves are usually not that bad. It's humanity encroaching upon their environs that end up causing calamity. Did I vaporize him? Did I get him? I thought I blew it into oblivion. Wolfie? Hey! I got myself here a combo meal and 1% frozen. It's gonna bring in the nighttime though. It's gonna bring in the nighttime. Doesn't matter. Night is here.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
The Dark Knight. I am Batman. Quit complaining, Mackenzie. You're not bringing anything to the conversation. Yeah. Nope. I don't need the rest of it. I mean, I probably do.
I need to find a place to rest.
Need to find a place to rest. How far am I? But I'm halfway, right? Not even. I'm almost halfway. That felt like a good place to put an impasse. Man, I made it! I finally shot and killed something. Usually I'm the one getting killed. Oh man, I'm so happy. I'm only gonna get one shot. Freaking pun not intended. I am gonna get one shot at making someplace safe. Wait, now my health is going deep into the blue. How good am I? Did I take my vitamins? Is this just like good for my mental health? The fact that I took down a wolf?
You know, back in my day, men would go long stretches of miles without running into man or beast. Then again, back in my day, we had the internet, so we never left our home.
I thought I'd take the time to just stop and smell the rose hip. I'm making some venison. Because I figure it's going to be a little less repugnant and smelly if I cook it. Like, I will always have to worry about wolves, but thought maybe I could also make me some coffee, wake myself up. Because while I can make me a stove fort, You know what? I'm just going to try to make as much road as I can. Although where we're going, we don't have roads. A wolf tastes like chicken. Okay, I think I managed to use about as much of the fire as I can. I hate that I just can't douse it. Maybe hold on to some of the fuel. But I was running out of time to cook some of the items, so I just put whatever I had on my inventory, not knowing how much time it actually added. So if I had known, I probably would have sacrificed some sticks rather than to use, you know, larger chunks that I had on my person. But 'tis what it is, making sure I'm going the right direction. Man, I just love seeing how blue my cores and my life bar are. It's like satisfying that I am as healthy as I could possibly be. I hope. It's beautiful. Plus, I'm really fond of white and blue as a color scheme. It's the colors for my channel, actually. Reminds me of R2-D2 or those little Swedish shark fish things that have the white bellies. Me and my sister used to lick them and stick them to the apple tree. Because that's what they were good for. We didn't really care for them all that much. They tasted good. The texture was weird. No. Not again. You're not even within my eyesight. Go away. If I can't see you, you're not there. Seeing is believing, right? Oh, that's more than one. They don't... They know to stay away from my fire, right? They know to stay away from my fire. And I know to stay away from my fire. Let's go. Okay, we've got more wreckage. Looks like train cars toppled over with wood. Very obvious.
Use this.
Yep, because I had used up a good deal of firewood previously. It makes sense. Train covered in wood. Hey, there's wood here. I wonder what kind of fires I can burn with these fellas. Oh, man. There's another shortwave radio tower. The old Spence family homestead. Wait, where are you sending me? Okay, the landowner owns it now. Correct. So it wouldn't be there. No. We're going to keep going. We're going to get the spear. I will come back for that. Whatever that may be. I don't like the looks of that. I don't like the looks of most of this, but my fire's still going on. It's like sending SOS. Wait, come back. Don't leave me. Thought we had something together. I felt your warmth. You were the light of my life. Not feeling any better as I get closer to it. I don't know what to make of it. Well, let's go. I don't think it's any better on the other side. Man, this tall mountain range is cool. Just in case. Now might be the time to take that nap of mine. Come here, you. Snow shelter. Okay. Might as well. New area. Actually have some daylight. Use. Now me sleep. No. I was having this problem with you before. Can I actually sleep in this thing? Let me check. Rest. Okay. I will try. 8 hours seems normal. I say seems normal. 8 hours because I sleep 12 hours. And I'm awake for 14. So does it really leave me very healthy? It leaves me rocking around the clock. Okay, I thought there was something written over there.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Yeah, right now you are the only one who's crazy. Come here. Have your sip. Okay. The wind is blustery, but not to be feared of. Man, this actually feels legit cold. Again. Like, I recognize days like this where it's bright and clear, but the wind chill factor is just horrendous. Like, even like the light from the sun is not enough to warm you. It's actually really nice. Like, for just being a snow and wintry environment and a game in general, the types of cold that a person can experience is varied. And I like that even when it seems not as dangerous, it doesn't feel any less cold. Now, I've been thinking about some of the side regions. It wouldn't behoove me to search them unless I had to, and I just now peeked. I saw the frickin' rock laying down in the middle of the train tracks. I was going to try and stay on it for as long as possible. And this is as long as it's possible. Okay. I need to backtrack. Yes, I kind of don't want to be bothered, but it's a short one. It's a short one. Let me just see if there's anything over here. You know, I'm a bit curious. The entire reasoning behind some of this experience is to bunnies. Is to experience things. You stay right there. Stay right there. Give me the frickin' big gun. Thank you. I happen to have a vendetta with this here hair razor. And I... Oh my god. Oh my Lanta. Oh. Oh, I got the wolf in one shot, but the bunnies. Okay, rose hip. We're good. Bandage from my wound. Thank you. Thank you. My rose hip. There you go. That's one reason to journey forth. I have been meaning to find some medicinal things. Sounds like we're near another waterfall. Or... Ah! Or... Yeah, I'm up a creek without a paddle. Go! Whoa. This is fine. This'll work. It's not like I have a sprain risk or anything. Still have a sprain risk, right? Don't overdo it. Keep to the corners. No running. If you can call what I'm doing running. I said this would be a 2-day trip, but for me that could be 2 weeks. In the hospital. Back to the beautiful brilliance of a brisk running water. And I'm... freaking wolf! I was gonna say, glad for the river's frozen. The wolf's glad the river's frozen. Okay, now it's interesting. The last map, it was pretty accurate. It was pretty reliable. I could use it to get to where I needed to be. But now it's a little bit more out of the way. A little bit more instinct that I'm going to have to use. And I like that. This is turning into, well, me not knowing where I'm going. But it's going to feel like I'm achieving more than what is on the mere man-made map. And I found... the log I'm supposed to cross. Is this my Disney movie? Is this a moment where I change as a character? Maybe I'll stop being a little annoying. Okay. We're good. We're good. Uh-oh. 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 I shouldn't have looked away. I shouldn't have looked away. I should have watched my feet. Where are my feet? Okay, we're good. Oh no. I can't jump. I'm a white man. I can't jump. Music. Music, don't you do this right now. I've got to strategize. Here, eat my feelings away. There's nothing I could do to lighten my load any more than I already have. So, I am probably going to fall to my death. Because I just had an idea. What if I drop my heaviest items to where I'm able to jump and then I collect them once I am back up on the log, safe and sound. Yeah? Yeah? Drop all? I can't jump at all. I've never been able to jump? You white man? I like the way that looks. That lack of weight in my inventory. But all of my heaviest stuff is the most valuable. Take me, gravity! Oh. Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working. Yeah, you're right. You're right, little piano. Ah! I feel bad. Dun, 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 dun. We're fine, right? I made it. I made it. I medic. Let's just bandage that right up. I've got 7 pounds of bandages for some reason. Okay. Let's try this again. This time, let's make use of this blunder and look in areas that I have yet to plunder. You can't get me up here! I'm not afraid of you. I only have fear to fear itself, and I've already messed myself up once over there. So I'd rather not. Come on! Come on! Bite me! You can't catch me! You can't catch me! Ha na 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 na. Even the music's right. You know what? Let's just not mess with this dude. I wasn't scared. You were scared. I thought he was gonna be on the freaking log. Like, here I am. Okay, don't feed the wildlife. Why do I feel like I'm not making as fast a progress as I expected? The golden grass shooting up from the snow-covered ground is actually really nice. I don't know, I'm taking the time to appreciate the slight variance in the different locations. Like when everything starts to look the same and you see something that's different, you take notice, even if it's not quite smelling the roses, but it's nice, you know. It feels familiar in that it looks like it belongs.
Close my eyes.
I know I am boring you, but please don't interrupt when I am trying to compliment the creators of this game. And you know what? Just to make you angry, Mackenzie, I'm going to keep talking. And I'm going to ask my audience how they're doing. How are you? You liking the Let's Play so far? I hope so. This episode's probably going to run a little bit long, only because it's taken me a while to absolutely accomplish anything. But I think that's what makes it worth it. I'm trying my best, and I'm really enjoying everything. Even when things go wrong, I get a chance to just, like, be dumbstruck over the simplest things that, like, feel like it shouldn't be happening. Like, oh my god, why can't I climb up onto the thing? I just fell, like, half a foot. But, like, in real life, I wouldn't be able to climb half a foot. So, I don't take for granted that Mackenzie is very earthbound. Very, not the game, but he's like ordinary. He seems like a middle-aged guy, or on his way to being a middle-aged guy. He has some experience in surviving, but he's not an expert. He's just trying to do his best. And he's a very lovely simulacra for me to inhabit. And here would be the engine to the train that I was looking for. Well, not exactly looking for, but do the locomotion with me. Trans-Island Line. Very inclusive. Oh, I can't actually go in there. I've been wanting to drive a train my whole life. That wasn't stolen. Well, that would still be stolen because I don't own the train. Wow. No body, no crime. I don't see any sign. Not that I was peeking into the window properly. Okay. Give me that. This... Oh. This not good. Oh. No bear. Not that I don't expect him to be piloting this thing, but is that Astrid's, or is this just a scarf? I'm hungry. I've been scarfing this whole time. Hold on. Not map. Inventory, please. And thank you. Is this an accessory? To murder? Why can't I... What is an accessory? What does an accessory? What counts as an accessory? Why is head count scarf? Me no understand. Neck not head. Neck hold up head. Okay. Whenever they freaking gonna do a transition, I'm worried. I thought somebody was gonna be in this thing. Hello? Oh no. I have the door shut.
Oh, shit.
I left the door shut. We're fine. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Hey! What the? That
Look.
was uncalled for!
The lights.
Is it heaven? Pearly gates? Is it that one? That's telling me that it's nighttime? Or is it that one telling me that Dormammu I've come to bargain? Okay, this took a shift, quite literally. What? Did I pass out? Or did I fall somewhere other than I was before? I can't tell. None of this looks familiar and yet all the same at the same time. I thought this was just going to be a tiptoe through the woods to get a spear. But this is turning into something else entirely. It's turning into exposition. I might have to leave this episode here.
Is that a campfire?
Without the spear. But first... Methuselah? Is that you? Or did the bear learn to craft fire? Methuselah! Buddy bear! Buddy boy. Hey, buddy! Nice shades.
You again?
Are you a werebear?
The war, my friend.
War?
The war between man and nature, of course. The lights in the sky. You and the bear. The cold. Hunger. The old fights returning.
Did you scare the bear away?
There was no bear when I found you. Perhaps it isn't yet time for your paths to cross.
Listen, old man. I'm not sure.
You still believe things are going to go back to the way they were?
The lights in the sky.
Remember, I said they were a reckoning.
They're powering the lights around us?
Now you see.
This can't be. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and yet it has happened.
Yeah, the power was back on the light back there. I didn't even register that. How can high-speed particles crashing into the electromagnosphere of the Earth, creating an aurora borealis, somehow be powering the electrical system? I mean, it's possible. But you're leaving me with just like 2 giant choices, huh? Let's talk about all this wildlife I've been running into.
I've had a lot of trouble with wildlife lately. Is it always this dangerous around here?
I've seen many strange things, of course, but the birds and beasts, their rhythms are their own.
Meaning?
The patterns of nature have been interrupted, broken. Even those who once knew how to read them are now confused.
What do you think's spooking the wildlife?
I can't say for sure, but the lights in the sky may hold the answer.
So you think the aurora is influencing the wildlife too?
There is much in nature that we cannot understand. Would it be so strange?
No, actually. I mean, there are some animals, birds in particular, I think, that have iron in their noses that allow them to navigate the magnetism of the Earth and find north and south. So if something is messing that up, then the animals would be confused. They wouldn't be understanding what's going on. And while there are seemingly scientific answers to a number of things that are going on around here, I wouldn't put it past this game's universe to have some sort of unnatural explanation for some things. Even if it's outlandish, it makes for fantastic storytelling. Let's find out about Princess Aurora.
So, this is some kind of recurring Aurora Borealis?
Possibly.
And it's affecting the electricity? The power?
And everything dependent on it. Animating it or destroying it. Perhaps both.
And you knew this was coming?
No, but it was only a matter of time. This has all happened before.
That was almost like, oh, doomsday wisdom right there.
This has all happened before.
Oh, animating it or destroying it? I mean, it makes sense. The same existence of the electromagnetic spectrum all the way through is also the electrical grid. So, could it have malfunctioned some machines to cause wreckages while destroying other machines? And like the continued existence of the Aurora Borealis in the night sky, like not just the flare-up, but the like recurrence of it is causing a disturbance in not only the natural senses of the wildlife, but the invisible wavelengths that we use for communication. Is there something unnaturally natural about this northern hemisphere that's causing this? Oh, man. This is getting good. And by good, I mean bad. I was supposed to go the other way to get the spear. But now I've got to leave this episode here. Oh, man. Look at that. That's almost spooky. The power's on and some of the stuff. But Thosala, do you have a phone? Is it working? The power's on. I need to check my Twitter feed. Only Twitter feed around here was those freaking crows circling around me. Twitter is toxic. I'm leaving this episode here. Wow. This was... Oh, even the music's all wibbly wobbly. It's pretty freaking cool. Quit poking that stone with that stick. Rock beats paper, not the other way around. Okay. Oh, man. A lot of exploration in this one, and I love it. Like, just the curiosity, the reason for wanting to find things. It's what entices me, but then it's the things that you find along the way that you weren't expecting that just really, I don't know, extend my enjoyment of this game. Oh, there's a lot more to this, and I am excited for it. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is a fantastic game so far, and I really look forward to playing the rest of it, even just this one chapter. Oh, the Aurora Borealis. Yes. Okay. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, care. Oh man. I will see all you dudes in the next one. Bye.